always ready to get Freddy with Mom Spaghetti. Oh God, where's Freddy already? Oh no. Oh no. But, welcome back. We're here with a game that I personally... Interesting. That I hold dear to my heart just because I really wanted to play this game back in the day, like back forever ago when I started to play like games and whatnot. And originally when it came out, like I like came out as not a mod. I didn't have money like that, so it was one of those games that kind of just sat there in the back of my mind for forever, until I finally played it and I loved it every single second. From what I remember, this is a really good story game. This is from I was gonna say Bluebird, but from the Chinese house, our folks that made Game of the Year. I think what we put as Game of the Year last year, Still Wakes the Deep. But no man, yeah, this is a really good one. This is top notch. Oh, director's commentary. That would be kind of cool. I guess there's only 4 sections. It feels like I felt like I remember it being longer, but it could just be the exploration, the kind of just like wandering and meandering in the story.
Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
But yeah, this is on this is on the Source 2, yeah, Source 2 or whatever, Source Half-Life 2 engine. It's definitely aged. It looks good though. I cannot deny it doesn't look good. But all the triggers are for zooming. So goofy. Yeah, there's nothing this way. But yeah, this is off of Half-Life 2 mod, and this is the Landmark Edition, so it should be the remastered version. I don't think there's any buttons you can really click. Everything zooms in, yeah, everything zooms in. That's too funny. Let's go along, I think let's go along the shore. But I'm not really too sure the ramifications of either. The sound is amazing. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of Skyrim. Like, it's so funny how far we've gone in graphics and stuff like that. Like, thinking about, like, you know, playing Hellblade compared to this, it's definitely a mood, especially with the zoom feature. Like, it just, I don't know, it's so funny, because it's like, it's the same kind of concept of just splotching things together to make it look like vaguely something, because it's just like, it's supposed to be algae, but it looks like more just like splotches of green. There's no running in this game, there's no nothing, it's just your zoom and walking.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Yeah, and like the writing is so good, it's so fucking delicious.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Okay, so yeah. So now we gotta make our treacherous walk back, because this was a dead end. That's so funny. I vaguely remember this when I played it originally my first time, but I didn't remember it enough to be like, oh, that's a dead end. So yeah, I'm not really sure how many dead ends are like that, or if they're like... some are paths and some aren't. It's hard to really tell sometimes, but the music, the story in the background, it's so good. There's just something about it that's so good. This is like the very cusp of fucking walking simulators. Like, this is before walking simulators became what they are today, and I think they've definitely developed and built on what a walking simulator narrative style game can be. Like, I really do think this is a great starting place, like, especially if you've never played a narrative game before. This is a great starting place to start from. I don't think it's like the most appealing for everyone. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we walked the beach the whole way there. It's appealing for everyone, but I mean, you can always watch a stream of it, kind of thing. Not to say, like, watch my stream, but, you know, it's a good time. Interesting. So I wonder what would have been that one.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
See, but that's the only pain about some of these, is you can't run. And you do something like that where you go one way and you're like, well, I want to go check this other way. And then you're kind of like stuck to do this thing, and then God forbid, you know, that other way doesn't end up being something, and it's not something that even like has like a little voice line for it. It's just kind of like, ah, shit, I just did something I shouldn't have. Though I'm partially feeling like that path is going to lead to a dead end, and then we're going to have to walk this whole way back. Which would be kind of frustrating. Especially again with the no walk. Maybe we should have done it with the commentary. Ah. That'd be kind of cool though. Maybe we'll do at some point a Dear Esther Gold Edition with the commentary. It really does look really good, like, even with the datedness to it. I kind of want to say it's a dead end. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you could walk that. Okay.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Was there anything in the cave? Well, fuck me. Now we're walking back. See, the walking is gonna frustrate the fuck out of me. Like, it's kind of frustrating that there's no way to go faster. And I feel like that's probably how I felt the first time playing through this too. But here we are. Like, I think it's funny because it's like I've been doing a lot of my specials I've been doing lately, like, have been kind of like these very basic kind of like easy things to finish. Like little walking simulators and stuff like that. Well, I guess Firewatch was probably the only walking simulator. Did we do any others? I don't think so. Oh, you know what? I guess you could technically call Hellblade like a, not a walking simulator, but like a narrative story. You could definitely do that. I hope it doesn't like start another level. Oh. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, there's a light going on in there. Weird. Oh, now it's gone. Took a little screenshot. Strange. Now the real question is, can you make this? No. That's interesting that the rock sound effect is only a one-time thing. Like, it's like once you trigger it, then never again. You'd think like that it'd be like a trigger, like if anything have it where it's triggerable every several moments or something like that. But no. Yeah, like how they winded this section, it makes it where it works so perfectly because you're intrigued to look around, but the dumb thing is how slow it is, which I assume in the commentary they probably talk about it. Like they probably say like, well, yeah, we decided to make it where you would walk, so you weren't just sprinting around everywhere. If you have to walk, then you have to think about where you're going. Like 100%, that's probably what it like. I bet you right now that is 100% probably what it says. Something about like I was saying, we didn't want players to be able to run because if you walk everywhere at a pretty at a pretty minuscule pace, then you're more thinking about, oh, where am I going to go next? If my time is going to be taken up going to one place to another, how should I go about doing it the most efficient possible while still exploring? Something like that. I don't fucking know, but that's how I feel like it would be. Like, how is this character meandering like this? I feel like they can go like a little bit fucking faster. Ugh, God, back to the days with no feet. It's so weird, like having like a person without feet. Such a weird thing.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
It's of the mind.
I quote directly, "A motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?"
But yet, oh, you know what? I made a coffee a while ago, and I just kind of completely forgot about it. So
Dear
we're gonna go
Esther,
grab that quick in a second.
I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage.
Here.
My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
That works out. The Nespresso didn't even go off. It was being stupid. Okay, let me check if this video is actually even recording, because I forgot to even do that, like a dummy, because you know me, dummy trek. So I'm gonna go explore that cave real quick, because that's interesting to me. Yay, it's going through. We're just walking our measly way. What were the video settings? Let's turn that brightness up a little bit. And then give us some more field of view. Yeah, look at that. Now it's a bigger game. We're in a bigger world. Look at that.
I threw my arms wide and the cliff opened out before me, making this rough home. I transferred my belongings from the bothy on the mount and tried to live here instead. It was cold at night, and the sea lapped at the entrance at high tide. To climb the peak, I must first venture even deeper into the veins of the island, where the signals are blocked altogether. Only then will I understand them, when I stand on the summit and they flow into me, uncorrupted.
It looked like a little water droplet, like, touched the fucking peripheral. That's actually really funny. But yeah, it's such a gorgeous game. Like, uh, for literally being fucking Half-Life, like on the Half-Life 2 engine, it's insane how gorgeous this looks. I mean, Half-Life 2 looks good as fuck too, but all in all, this shit's aged as fuck. This is pretty much painted. It's kind of the last of like painted slash like photometry. Like I think nowadays it's like photogeometry, whatever the fuck it is. The act of taking photos of objects and creating like 3D images in virtual spaces. Um, but I think that's like honestly one of the biggest things now, like just like straight up virtual 3D stuff, and then this
He
stuff
still
is like,
maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
like okay. Ah. So they definitely let you go there so you could kind of get that little oh moment. There's a circle, kind of. Can you go? I don't think so. Weird. Oh. I was like, that's looks like an urn. It was. It definitely was. I wonder if that's like an event. Is there achievements for this game? Yeah. Chapter finishes and then hidden ones. Drown once. Okay. Well, if we find water again, we'll walk out into the water. Yeah, it feels like we've been playing for longer, but I think I've only been playing for about like 25 minutes, give or take. It's crazy. Ah, we're into the cave. That was actually really quick,
Dear
surprisingly.
Esther, I have
Or
now
no,
driven the stretch of the
not in the
M5
cave.
between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance
Hey,
Survey
Toby.
maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Hopefully that water sound wasn't too loud. My dumbass. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna rinse my cup out real fast. Sorry, I'm putting back together the living room here real quick because Well, not even real quick. I was just putting something back because I kind of deconstructed a little bit to play some VR. So that was kind of fun. We did a PP test today, so that was I don't think I talked about that during my DMC stream. So that was that. What's that light? I'm assuming we're supposed to go that way, so I'm gonna go this way. The music, just all of it is just crazy good though. Like it, I don't know, it just somehow paints this like feeling, the scene. Yeah, this is just a longer way down. Like, the sound effects are insanely good, too. The rustling of leaves, the crinkle, like the chinkling of chains and metal. I don't see any chains,
but... I began to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man. No wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him, they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat. Why cling so hard to the rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean. Into oblivion.
Eat nor drink. Like, I want a recording of this as like a dynamic background. Like, it's so good. Through the shipping grate, that's cool. There's a path up that way. I think that might be the only way.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
You must be able to drown in the beginning of the game. And walk off the, like, beach or something. I don't think you can do it here. Oh. Close. But not yet. No cigar. Yeah, maybe we'll try a platinum. Dear Esther.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Interesting.
What charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss? How many dead shepherds could fill this hole?
Oh.
Come back.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that not an achievement? Die from falling off a cliff once. Oh, it's so funny. So I'm intrigued. Let's look at a few of these. Oh, discover 4 urns. Drown once. Trigger all director's commentary. Trigger all voiceover points. Walk 5,000 steps. Is that all the achievements? Yeah. Okay. Drowning we'll have to most likely do next time. Urns we can probably find while doing the commentary. If we don't find them now. I'll doubt I'll be able to find all 4 urns. I'm not that good at finding things.
I've begun to climb, away from the sea and towards the center. It is a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and squeeze the signals into early silence. The bothy squats against the mount to avoid the gaze of the aerial. I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
Interesting. I'm assuming this is the bothy. Like a little, like, home kind of thing. Surprised there's not like an urn in here. And there's the picture from the that's like pretty much like the cover picture, I swear to God. Something to know about me when I'm like adventuring, like in the real world, is I do like to wander. I do like to kind of like explore and look at random things. I don't know why. Just kind of one of my facets. It's like just this meandering, walking around, looking at random shit. That's literally kind of how I am in real life. Oh, there's a cairn.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early
That's
1700s.
the bothy.
By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him, either.
Jeez.
Come back.
I just had to see. Damn. takes you pretty far down. But it looked like there was a path down there. So I wonder if we're going down there, if that's just like kind of design. Does it just keep on going down? Nah, it just, well, kind of. Some boxes.
3 cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
Interesting. Where are you, Ern? No, it's down only, okay. I think we're going into this cave here. Kind of hard to see. Oh, might be that one over there, actually. Some cave. The narrow, like, little sheep
What
path.
to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast.
Ugh, almost coughed my dick off. Anyways.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him, small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft, but I cannot corroborate this story.
And there we drown.
Come back.
Come back. Sweet. Well, we got 2 of the urns. I think we've pretty much walked everywhere so far, so that's cool. Excuse me. Now I gotta do this achievement on my Steam. the original holder of my achievement squandering. Fucking, I collected so many achievements on PlayStation. Excuse me. PlayStation's become my like end all be all place where I like achievements, but I do miss Steam. And just playing Steam games. I don't know. There's something about PC that's so fun, just being able to boot up a game and then play it, and close it, boot up another
Climbing
game.
down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
I was gonna say, this doesn't look like the cave, but I'm intrigued. Is there anything over here? Huh. Weird. You think there'd be like a voice line in there, but yeah. Yeah, I wonder where all the commentary are, if they're like easy spots or if they're kind of annoying to get to too. We'll just say we had to walk all this way to go across. The water's poison. That's why we died. Ah. Jacobson. How much time are we at? Only 43 minutes. Jeez, we could probably finish this game tonight. Probably should.
Donnelly's addiction is my one true constant. Even though I wake in false dawns and find the landscape changing, flowing in constantly through my tears, I know his reaching is always upon me.
Do we like fall? Is that what kind of happened? Cause goddamn, that's probably intense. But whatever. 1 second here. Fucking, oh man. So good. So creepy. It's because you're trying to like figure out what's not the way. That's pretty much that's pretty much the biggest thing. You're trying to figure out what's not the way. Wow. That's gorgeous. Taking screenshots left and right. Jeez.
It was as if someone had taken the car and shaken it like a cocktail. The glove compartment had been opened and emptied with the ashtrays and the boot. It made for a crumpled museum, a shattered exhibition.
Shattered expedition. Blech. I feel like it took me so long when I did this originally, but we're cooking. So yeah, I guess that's the way. Should've just went forward first. I think you're just still walking on the... Okay. So is it like... There, it's a long press. Nice. Making sure the video is still going. Like, I wonder what happens if I go into that menu and do screenshot. Does it cancel for some reason? Cancel out the video? No, probably not, but might as well check just in case. Creepy. Eerie. Neglectful. I wonder what that hole is. It's very quiet down here. So weird. So weird.
If the caves are my guts, this must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide. Perhaps the whole island is actually underwater.
So I know which way is the right way and the wrong way. There's so much to cover in this small little area. I'm assuming this is not the right way. Wait, what are those? Are those houses? Weird. Huh. Strange. Let me up. You get up to the fucking side of the... Huh. So am I just punished for... I'm punished for going into the water? Okay, well. Here's my punishment. Wow, I'm free. Never again will I trust water. I'm assuming that's the way. Maybe. But maybe up. So let's go check out this side, I guess. It's really pretty though. So yeah, it's up. Weird. I just wish you could run. I really do. But another big thing about running is this game would be done so fast. I'm already on 3 of 4. So, you know. Looking at it now, actually, I don't think you can go on the other side. Hey, Dopey. Oh, that's cool. Excuse me.
When I was coming round from the operation, I remember the light they shone in my eyes to check for pupil contraction. It was like staring up at a moonlit sky from the bottom of a well. People moved at the summit, but I could not tell if you were one of them.
I feel like this is the perfect spot for Urn. Interesting. Crazy people hole. I assume that's supposed to be like a moss, like some sort of cave moss or fungus. Some sort of cave thing. Because I don't think they're supposed to be stalactites. They don't look like stalactites. They're stalagmites, whatever the ceiling ones are. Toby. Do you guys in a minute. I think we somehow missed there. I don't even know. That's disappointing. Oh. Weird, okay. Kitties, stop. They'd be cool if the urn is at the end of one of the cars. Okay. So it's not the end of the chapter. Sweet. I was like, that one felt really fucking short. And also, where is my urn? That's the end of the chapter. That's petty. Where's my urn? I guess I somehow missed it. Must have missed voice logs too then. Thick.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Someone's going mad. Oh.
Come back.
There we go. It's like, where is it? Come back. Interesting. Weird. So this just brings you back around. So strange. So, and I know that path to my left would also lead to the same place. No flashlight anymore, thinking about it. It's really pretty too, the moon. Comes to an end. Interesting. Weird noises. Good.
Dear Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
Interesting. You telling me this doesn't do anything looking at this? Okay. Fucking bullshit. I don't believe there's a reason to go this way. Just doing it just in case. You think like around there would have triggered anything? I know, Carl. Yeah, I see the time. Don't worry about it. You too, Toby. Don't worry about it. Seriously, that doesn't connect to anything? Weird. The lighting also looks gorgeous as fuck too. I think that's engine. Not even like painted out because it's relative to how you're looking. Yeah, there's something to do with like a car crash, I think. $5,000 steps.
There were chemical diagrams on the posters on the walls on the waiting room. It seemed appropriate at the time. Still life abstractions of the processes which had already begun to break down your nerves and your muscles in the next room. I crammed diazepam as I once crammed for chemistry examinations. I am revising my options for a long and happy life.
I was gonna say, can you go this way? You can. Where does it lead? I don't know.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Thinking this was a way, but no. It's all blocked off. Get a closer look at the boats, actually. It's funny that there's actually words on them. So something about passport. Cool. Neat little touch. Alright, I gotta go feed these cats real fast. We're just gonna hang out in a little egg hut. Yes. Alright, I'll be right back. God damn, sometimes these cats fucking piss me off unbelievably. Literally just cannot shut the fuck up and sit down. And they do it. It's so stupid, like, how often they can just do it. And then how often they're like, no, we're freaking out, we need food so bad. It's like, you get fed the same time, every fucking day. About the same time. Like, 10 minutes late. Bob. It's probably about 6 minutes late, and then took 4 minutes to fucking feed them because, you know, motherfuckers gotta be freaking out the entire fucking time. Oh my god. Stressful.
A sound of torn metal, teeth running over the edge of the rocks, a moon that casts a signal. As I lay pinned beside you, the ticking of the cooling engine, and the calling from a great height, all my mind as a bypass.
So this, I was like, what does this go to? Because I think we're going there. Nothing. Just a candle. Looks like something's in the distance, but you can't reach it, so... Toby, I'll let you on in a second. Chill. I get it. Fuck. It's like, god damn it. It's not my fucking fault you guys can't eat peacefully. It's not my fucking fault. This and fucking that. But it's like, oh, let's be the most fucking annoyingest cats when we can be. It's like, stop. I'm literally just trying to fucking do my own shit. Leave me the fuck alone. Yes, Carl, go check her fucking food.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
It's like the perfect spot to jump off. What does this lead to? No fucking way. Oh, okay. Weird. Weird little side path. Excuse me. Jeez. Fucking spasms. Evil attack. These like scribblings are kind of like their white line, this person's white lines.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
So was there a path above?
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended.
No.
These wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight. I will take flight.
Strange. Excuse me. Too busy looking at the island.
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the traces of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sanford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart. I've run out of places to climb. I will abandon this body and take to the air. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent. Come back.
So yeah, that was short, obviously. Really good though. Really fucking good. Yeah, finished the game. So yeah, it's just we just need the uncover so the two other urns and all documentary commentary. And then we platinum this game. That's pretty cool. But very very good. Very good from the Chinese room. I believe this is their first game, I think. Um Very short though. I do not remember it being this short. I guess probably. I just don't remember it being this short. How long was Still Wakes the Deep? That was about, being generous, like 5 hours. So they've gone a long way. The Chinese room. Excuse me, gosh. I'm just burping like a motherfucker. Yeah, so they have a decent amount actually games between Them and Now, and I haven't really tried a lot of them, so it would be nice to try a lot of them or a few of them. But it was Dear Esther, this one. Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which I really want to try. Kirskanova. That one sounds interesting. Oh, it's a mod for Half-Life as well. Interesting. Okay. And then Little Orpheus, which looks like it's a 2D side scroller. But yeah, no. Very good game all in all. It is really short. Clock it at an hour an hour 30 to be generous, I guess we'll say. Hour 30 to be generous. Yeah, we'll definitely have to come back through to do the commentary and look for the last two urns to get that plat. That'd be fun at some point, especially now that we finished the game. Being an hour 30, again, being generous, not that long. And again, this is like pretty much the start of this style of game. Like, this came out in 2012. Most like narrative games, narrative walking simulator games, narrative games. Narrative games, like, I don't know. They've gone a long way, that's for sure. I mean, we just did Firewatch, obviously. So they've gone a long way. We'll definitely cover a few other narrative story games, narrative walking simulator games, at some point here and there. It's going to be a slow trek through games in general. This does notch another game down on our belt for this year. I believe this is going to be 10 for us now, which is pretty cool. Last year we only did 17. This is 3 month. 3 month. This is 3 month. This is the third month, and we're already fucking cooking at 10 games, I'm pretty sure, so pretty cool. I mean, to be fair, though, some of them we finished because we were already partially through, some of them we finished because they're short games. Firewatch, for one, that took 2 episodes. Hellblade is pretty short, so it doesn't take that long. But still, all in all, pretty good. Oh damn, 31. It's crazy how some of our videos have been getting some decent amount of views. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that people are enjoying our content here. As for rating this game, like I said, it's really short. It is really short. It's an hour 30. By this point in time, most people should have this game for free, and if you don't, it goes on sale most of the time, I think, for like $5. I think it's worth $5. $10, I don't, Maybe I should start rating games. I should start rating games based on how much I value it, actually, in monies. That'd be actually such a fun way to start to do video game like ratings. Like Time Splitters, I'd say it's worth like $2. See, but that would change rating. Rating a lot, because that would mean Time Splitters. I would say Time Splitters would be better than The Evil Within Consequence, because I think Evil Within Consequence should pay you to play it. just like Evil Within 2 should pay you to play it, and Dying Light should pay you to play it. So that might change. I'll have to think about that. I might have to change up how we rate things. But yeah, I'd say it's a good $5 game here. I mean, it's not perfect. It's pretty basic. All you do is literally fucking walk. It's very much bare bones walking simulator, but it's a good game, especially for its time. It was really good. I think it's better than Amnesia Rebirth. I think it's still a 4 out of 10 though. Like I like the game to death, but with where we are now, I definitely think it's a $5 game. It's a good $5 game. If you're paying $5 for it, you're having a good time. It's worth that. You can get a playthrough through it too if you want to listen to the commentary, especially if the commentary is good. You know, like here, let's see. Let's see how the commentary is. If it's anything like I'm imagining it is, then it'll be pretty decent. Oh yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Pinchbeck, I'm the creative director of The Chinese Room, and this is the Dear Esther developers commentary.
Hi, I'm Robert Briscoe, I'm the artist on Dear Esther.
And I'm Jessica Curry, and I was the composer on the game.
So what you're looking at today is a remake of a mod. Dear Esther started off in 2007 as a Half-Life 2 mod.
Yep.
That did really, really well in the modding community, which was fantastic. And as a result
got
of that,
released
attracted
in
the attention
2012.
of Rob, who worked as the primary developer on a Source remake of the game that was released in 2012. And this year is another remake where it's been updated for a cross-platform release. And we wanted to add in this developer's commentary just to give you a bit more of an insight into some of the ideas behind the game as it came together.
Yeah, that's really good.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan
No,
Pinchbeck, I'm the creative
no.
director of The Chinese Room, and this is the Dear Esther developers commentary.
Hi, I'm Robert Briscoe, I'm the... So you'll see around you in a lot of the environments, there's a lot of detail ingrained into everything. One of the things that I wanted to do with Dear Esther is bring the visuals up to the same kind of level of detail that Dan and Jess had put into the other areas of the game. So all of the history and the kind of hidden pieces of story that are intertwined with the VOs and the music and stuff, I kind of wanted to bring some of that into the environments. So if you look around you, you'll see that there's a lot of interesting bits and pieces, a piece of paper with someone's name on it, a photograph, an ultrasound. All of these little bits and pieces are kind of laid in to just kind of bring another aspect of the story into the game. And also, they're actually randomized, so every time you play, you'll see something different lying around. And this is just to build on this idea that everybody has a unique experience and a unique interpretation of the story.
See, that's really cool. We'll definitely have to come back through and actually and listen to that too, because not just for the achievement, but for the fun of that. But in that, because of that commentary, like a lot of like source commentary is actually really fucking good. I think if a lot of games added that commentary section into it, that'd be really fucking good. That'd be really fucking good. That adds a second playthrough for people who want to sit there and listen to what the developers have to say about a section, things like that. That adds a full hour and a half plus right there. So again, this is a really good $5 game. For $5, you get one playthrough that's pretty fucking enjoyable. It's an hour and a half romp. Again, being generous. A little bit longer if you linger in places and stuff for longer, but all in all, it is a good game. It is a good $5 game. It's a 4 out of 10 in my opinion. It's probably the best 4 out of 10. I'd give it actually a 4 plus out of 10. So it's like literally right there under Metro Exodus, and not even saying Metro Exodus is better than this game. It's just longer and it has more to it. It like at some point I'm gonna actually try to figure out a really good grading system so I can like actually put all these specific things into like fine detail, because I think a big thing about games is a big thing that I have to figure out is a good criteria that works. So like a point system that will be added and subtracted into situations, like for instance time. Is the game long enough? Like, is it an hour? Is it 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours? And I'll kind of figure out. I'll have to figure out a good kind of ratio for that, because I don't think specifically 5 hours, 6 hours, so on and so forth should allow points, but also at the same time, because certain games can be 5 hours long and feel like a good finite ending, and a good finite game per se still wakes the deep. 5 hours being generous, so fucking good. It's an 8. I believe I put it as an 8 out of 10. Because it was so fucking good. So I think a big thing is that where it's figuring out that good ratio, but also at the same time, because if we are putting things out in like a specific scaled ratio like that, a very very specific scale, it could also change ratings where it doesn't fit to how I actually feel about it, because it could make it where things like Still Wakes the Deep is less on the scale, even though I personally think it's an 8 out of 10. So I think a really good thing is figuring out what my opinion is valued to a good opinion of general audience, because like I feel like not everyone has the same opinions about games as me. Not everyone sits here and says, oh, I'll play a shitty game, oh, I'll play a fine game, oh, I'll play a great game, and love, hate, enjoy it kind of thing. Like, I could love a shitty game, and I could hate a great game. It's my opinion is very skewed, because I like specific things. We all like specific things. But I think, yeah, like time, value of content, price at the moment. Like if the price at the moment or even the price at release is $60, and the game you get isn't worth $60, that right there puts it down negative points, versus when it came out, it's $30 and it's what you get for $30. That's an even score. That's a 0, I would say. But it's $60 and you get hours and hours of content, hundreds of hours of content. That's great. That's great. So it's something that I have to sit there and kind of figure out. But for now, I think at least my like arbitrary feeling-wise grading is probably the best way to do it. I do want to kind of figure out a better scaling system, though, just to kind of be able... And it'll also help me articulate my feelings, too, about a game, because I can sit there and check off, oh, this, that, this. I mean, in the end, ratings are ratings. It's a very skewed, very opinionated structure in the end. I feel like even if you have like a specific jot line of like what you're going for, I feel like your opinion's still gonna skew it no matter what. I could be wrong. There could be like impartial folks all around. Who knows? All in all, like I said, it's a good game. 4+ out of 10. Short, kind of clunky, kind of old. It's not as clunky as like fucking old style Resident Evil game. I think Code Veronica's a 5. Yeah, so I mean, obviously clunkiness isn't really my biggest thing. I don't know. I still think it's a 4 out of 5. I don't really think I'm gonna shift on that. I mean, it sucks though, because it is a good game. I really do like it as a good game. But I still don't. I think it's just too short to warrant the fact of giving it a 5. I think that's the biggest thing. I think it's way too short to warrant a 5, and it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it's higher because of that. It's a great game, but you know what I'm saying. But as always, that'll be all. But see you next time.